All right, and welcome back to A Dash of Life. It's Wednesday night, your favorite show. Want to thank everybody for coming out, supporting the new Dash of Life YouTube channel. If you haven't checked it out, go check it out. A Dash of Life. Just go onto YouTube, subscribe. Help the channel out. Like all the videos. Go see all your past favorite shows, and we're uploading more and more every day. So I hope you'll go check it out. Tonight we got a great guest coming up. We're going to have Jennifer Brower coming on. Worked with her in the Air Force. Man, it's going to be awesome. So we'll get her on here in just a moment. But if you new to the channel, we're going to be Dash of Life is basically just about all my friends and the amazing things that they're doing, and just to share their lives, my life, and see how things are going. So I'm going to be bringing Jennifer on here in just a second, and we're going to bring her on. Hopefully, we're not having any issues tonight. I always seem to have. Uh, there we go.
Hey,
Hey,
looking at
welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, you're very welcome. I'm glad you could come on. I know it was short notice, but yeah, you swung a home run right there and knocked it out of the park. So I appreciate you.
No worries. Anytime.
So how you been?
I've been doing good. Just working,
Good.
being a
Yeah.
mom.
So it's hot.
So just working and taking care of kids and being a mom.
Yeah, I know that. I'm being a stay-at-home dad myself. It's been a year now since I took off and decided to be retired for good. So
Or one day.
now I'm just a stay-at-home dad and taking care of two girls, and mom's out being the boss of the house, I guess, if you will. So she deserves it. She loves to work. But uh, if you haven't watched the show before, this is just a little bit of just a show to talk about my friends. During the whole pandemic thing, I was getting stir crazy sitting in the house and not being able to talk to anybody. So I was like, I just want to be able to find a way to talk to people and have a good time. So here we are, and I'm glad you can make it. So what are you doing now? I know we worked together for a few years in the military. We had a good time.
Yes.
You're out now. You're retired, correct?
I am retired. Yep. I retired not last October. God, it's COVID has a way of messing your time up. I retired in October of 2019.
Okay.
And since
yeah, I've been retired since 2013. So it's nice to finally be an adult now, right?
Yeah. I keep telling people I still don't feel like a grown up, but this is like my job that I do now is like my first real grown up job since being out of the service. Yeah.
That's what I tell everybody. I'm doing my grown up thing now. I mean, I played my kid job for a while. Now I'm being the grown up. What do you find the hardest about being retired?
I think well, at first in the beginning it was just missing people, like you go from being around people so much all the time, always interacting with people, and then it comes to a screeching halt when you're retired. Like you just don't have that interaction, I guess, as much. um that probably was the hardest thing to deal with.
Yeah, it's like you said, it's like I like talk to you guys day in day out for years, and then all of a sudden it's just it's gone. It's like I don't know what to do now. But I mean, Facebook, you can talk on Facebook for so long and chit chat, but it's weird. So that's why I like doing this. I actually get to see you guys again. I've talked to so many from the military. I talked to Tyshawn not too long ago. We did a show. I've done a lot of the military friends, so it's great to actually catch up with them. But you said mom, and you and I have chatted on Facebook a little bit about this as far as the girls going to college.
They're going to be seniors. They take their senior photos on the 5th of August, and they start their senior year. And we're still going on college tours, but I think that they've narrowed it down to UCO, and I'm happy with UCO.
Yeah, I love UCO. That's what I told you. It's everything about it is great, and not that it's because it's home and it's close, but it's a great system. They've got
Yeah.
wonderful professors and teachers out there, and the curriculums are just outstanding. I mean, you've got people coming all over the country just to go to UCO, so that's great.
The ratio is really good. Don't mind my dog noise in the background. But yeah, their student to teacher ratio, their job placement afterwards. Yes, it's a university, but you get smaller, like community college vibes from it, and so they'll have interaction with the professors, and I just think overall it's a better choice.
What is their study though?
So both of them want to go into medical. One wants to do, I think one's teetering on pre-med, the other one's definitively certain that she wants to be a doctor. And so she'll major in biology. The other one's going to take her classes and then maybe after the first year declare what she wants to do, but leaning towards nursing, and we'll see what she wants to do.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, it just that's a good track, and it's a good school for both of them, what they're planning on doing. So we talked about this a little bit earlier, but how does that make you feel? Does that make you feel old?
It makes me feel really old because it feels like yesterday my girls, I mean, like when we worked together, there was plenty of times that I brought them into the office, and I brought all three of them into the office. And now Jalen's the biggest, and he's being scouted for, and he wants to go to OSU. I don't know how I feel about that, but
but we'll let it slide past this time. But yeah,
they have
that's
a steering program. But he'll be with us on the tour to OU. We're going to OU here in a couple of weeks for a tour, so he'll get to go look at their engineering program too.
Excellent. Yeah, I was kidding not too long ago because I had one that's already graduated and is getting ready to graduate college, and now I've got two other young ones that I'm going to be 61 and 62 when they graduate high school, and I'm just going to be like, oh my God. And then to do the college thing all over again, if that's what they choose, it's going to be, man, they're going to be like, who's your grandpa and why is he hanging around and everything? But no, I love that. And what is he? Is he a junior now?
Yeah, he'll be a junior this year. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This year.
And he plays at Southmore. Is that correct?
They all go to Moore High School.
More. I knew it was in the Moore area, and I just always, I guess I always see you post the Moore War. I always see you post, and so, in what position does he play?
He plays defensive end.
Yeah, so OU's the better. Just tell him OU's the better choice for a defensive end.
I tell him
they're always.
No one wants to wear the ungodly orange.
Yeah, orange. I say orange is only good, and this is because my wife is a huge OSU fan, and I'm like, babe, orange is only good for Halloween.
That's it.
It's no good the rest of the year. So no, that's good. But that's awesome though that he wants to go to OU, OSU, or any college, and to be scouted and is even better. So I'm so proud of on that, man. I remember, like you said, you brought them in. They were all
they're little.
Like they were little, and to see, and like I said, to see them growing up year and seeing the especially the football pictures, that's the ones that I like to watch. So I'll be cheering for them. I'm from Choctaw, but I'll pull for more there a little bit just to give you the props and give him something. So.
And that's
and obviously he loves football. Yeah. I've seen the pictures. I love and man, it's great to see. I had a buddy on mine not too long ago that we were just talking about high school football and just the amount that it's changed from when I was in high school to seeing the kids now. It's it's good to see that they're getting those attention, and Oklahoma's always good for high school sports.
Bobby stayed here. I had the option to PCS. It would have took us to San Antonio, but the girls would have been sophomores and he would have just been starting his freshman year. And it just didn't seem, I gave them an option. I mean, probably a lot of parents don't talk to their kids, but it's just me and them. So, we talked about it and he threw one in there and he was just like, when you get there, will you deploy again? And I was like, there's a good chance, when I get there, I'm going to deploy. And he's like, well, don't you think you've done enough? And kind of like, well.
Yeah, that was exactly what my daughter said. My oldest, she was like, you're done.
Yeah.
I was at 22 and she's like, you're done. I can't, she was 12. So, just
And he said,
it couldn't go on. And,
that,
yeah.
that let me know right there. And then he played football here since he was 7, and been playing with some, a lot of the same kids since then. And then having to pick up and move to another city and starting all over again, and especially someplace like San Antonio, starting at the lowest end of the totem pole again. I didn't want to do that to him. And then the girls, they've done all their growing up here. So
Yeah.
even though they weren't born here, I think Oklahoma's really become our home.
Oh yeah. I mean, but you've been here for.
I've been here for 10 years.
11. Yeah, I was gonna say 10 or 11. Yeah, because I've known you for 10 years easily.
Yes.
What is it that was it just hard to say no to them? I mean, even with my daughter saying that, it was almost I had to think about it a little bit, but at the end of the day, it really wasn't that hard of a decision. Was it? When they said it was time, was
it really was?
Said yeah.
Once we have that conversation, and you think about how much you miss, and how much we've missed, and how many times we sacrifice, and they always say kids are resilient. I mean, but how much more can we ask of them? And then these were things, I wanted to be here for their high school years and not miss anymore, because they're getting ready to leave. And the past 4 years their girls are going to be seniors. It's flown by so quickly.
Yeah, it's what I was telling Deos not too long ago. Is like I don't regret becoming a stay-at-home dad, because now I get to give not that I don't love my oldest daughter Chase any different, but I really get to spend more time with my girls now, and that's what I want. I miss that with my oldest. I miss the growing up and being there, and I don't regret being in the military. Don't get me wrong, but I just love being home and being with the girls. So yeah, I'm ready to watch them grow up, and we're probably going to do homeschooling for a couple of years and then figure out where we're going to go from there. But so we talked a little bit earlier today. You said you got something and you posted earlier, you got something new coming down, and do you want to share what the new job is, or is it?
That's fine. Yeah. I a couple months ago was offered a position, given an opportunity for a position back at Tinker Air Force Base, and it's a position with OSI. So it takes me back to, utilizing my degree. It's the Inquiries and Investigation Specialist position. I think it's going to be a great opportunity. I love HR. I love the opportunity that G4S has given me, because HR, it took me out of my comfort zone. They gave me an opportunity to start working right away after retirement. It's great because I work with a lot of other veterans too. But this is like our meat and potatoes. It's what we love to do, what I went to school for. So I'm wicked excited about it.
All right. I love to hear that. I mean, working with you, I know you're going to soar and hit another home run. So I'm very, very happy for you on that job. So with that, are you going to be having to deploy with that, or is it?
Not that I know of. No, it's more of the indexing piece of things, where these positions were, created by the Department of Defense. There were some lapses of information being inputted, which was allowing people who were convicted felons, more or less, to obtain weapons, and that's what they're wanting to put a stop to. Just making sure that we don't skip.
Yeah.
Skip out.
Well, that's awesome. Man.
Yeah. But I'll be. So I'm super excited.
Yeah, that just makes me happy. It's like I was saying. It's everybody is just doing such great things. That's why I love talking to people, because it's not just about getting out of the military anymore and just, man, I don't know what I'm going to do. People have, you have your goals, and that's awesome. I mean, it's just to see. I went. Tyshawn's watching right now. He and I went to college together, so it was great to be in school with somebody I was familiar with and working with, but to see him go off and get in the medical field as well, it's great to see that. And Deos is up in California doing what he loves. So that's what I'm doing, highlighting what you guys have really set out to do. So it's good that you're hitting your education, what you studied for to do. So what else is in the future for Miss Jennifer?
I don't know. I thought about going back to school to finish my master's degree. I only took one class and it's funny you talk about Tyshawn because I think he and I talked briefly about it. I had a wild hair at my butt that I'd go back to school for radiology. And my first class I took out of the military was medical terminology. And I started taking my classes, anatomy and physiology and things like that. But every time I think about going back to school, I get a little nauseous.
Yeah.
So I don't know. For right now, my plan was to be with G4S 2 to 3 years, max 3.
Yeah.
I'm just shy of 2 years, and so I'm embarking on this adventure. And I don't know. Right now, I'm just gonna ride this wave and see how it goes and see where it takes me. And if I end up being with the debt for quite some time, then that'll be amazing. So
Yeah, but I mean, the familiarity is there for you, which is going to make it just, the transition won't be that hard. I went from being being in the Air Force and being security forces to trying to become a personal trainer. I became a personal trainer, and I'm doing great, and I love the job, but it was like, man, it's just trying to, the hardest part for me was transitioning from being a military guy to being just a regular civilian talking to people. And, I had to sometimes become Sergeant Hooper again, and I don't like, but
I know.
no, at least it's a good transition for you. You said you were in HR. What was, I can't even imagine. I'm sure it was nightmares at times. Cause it's dealing with a lot of people. Was it fun? Did you find it hard, or was it just?
I think the hardest thing is the way people, their work ethic. That's probably the hardest thing, and it's a lot of young people, and even some of the older people. Just the way that they operate.
Yeah.
They don't have the same work ethic, and even if you took one of our laziest airmen, their work ethic was still leaps and bounds above some of the people that are on a day-to-day basis, and that's probably the hardest thing. Not so much the personalities, because we've dealt with a ton of personalities, and that probably helped me the most. But then not being able to be Sergeant Pounds and be like, what's your problem in a way.
Did you ever catch yourself doing that though?
Yeah.
I mean, I worked at a bookstore, and I caught myself, and I said, I have to remember that I'm not Sergeant Hooper anymore. I am just Gordon and Dash, or, I'm just Hooper. And
yep.
I found myself biting my tongue sometimes, like, God, I just want you to do it. But no,
all the time.
Yeah. I loved everybody I worked with. It was great. It was fun to be in that civilian world again, but it was the transition. Like I said, even with my kids, sometimes I find myself being Sergeant Hooper.
I definitely knife hand the kids often.
Yeah.
I think the benefit of my coworkers is my district manager, my trainer, they're both Army veterans. They're both 11 Bravo.
Yeah.
So working with them, that made my transition seamless. I can be truly who I am with them. And then my district manager being out of the service for quite some time now, he's been in it. I had a sounding board, to go to how do you handle the situation? And he's like, you just can't attack it that way. You got to come from this direction. And I'm like, okay, I can do that. So.
Yeah, it's definitely changed me a little bit to be civilian but I'm so glad that you're doing so wonderful out there in the world, and it makes me so happy. And like I said, you're going to go places with this job, so just keep chugging at it, and keep up with being such a great mom. I love seeing the posts with the kids, from teaching them to drive to now getting ready to, it was awesome to see, like we talked, like I said, seeing those pictures of you walking around UCO, and it just made my heart swell, because, like, yes, I love UCO. That's my school. And so
thank you.
And I will never tell anybody not to go to UCO, because, like I said, it's such a wonderful program, and they'll have fun if they choose that. No matter where they go, they're going to have fun. But I'm glad that you're starting off on your new journey, and can't wait to hear more about that. So it's hard to believe that we're retired now. I swear, we talked about this one not too long ago, about going to the restaurant that we used to go to for lunch,
What was
and now I can't even remember.
it's?
It was off 235, right?
It was right off of 240. It starts with the P, and I can't remember if it was like Ponchos or Pablo. I can't remember.
Yeah, Pablo's, I think it was. Yeah,
Like
it's
that.
something.
But it was like a buff. It was good, but it wasn't there
Yeah.
very long afterwards. And then
No, I drive by there, and when you mentioned that the other day, I was like, oh my gosh, I so remember us going
it's a
there.
cannabis store.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we'll get to do lunch again
Yeah.
sometime when you get some free time and this all thing settles down. And if you get up to Edmond Way, let me know. And I know a great place we can go to. It's a wonderful like restaurant, or like a brunch, I guess, or just they serve breakfast and lunch. It's a great place called the Hive.
Okay.
Wonderful place. So if you're up this way, just let me know. We'll meet up and have lunch. But thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you. Thank you for
Oh yeah, it's amazing to see you again. I'm so glad that you're doing well. I love you from the bottom of my heart, and keep up with those kids and keep posting the football stuff. And I'll try to get to watch a football game this year, hopefully. But come back, please. We'll talk again. I'll get you on another show. How's that sound?
Will do.
All right. Thanks, Jennifer.
Thank
Guys,
you.
this was Jennifer, longtime military friend. Pleasure to see her. She's doing wonderful things in the military, or out of the military now, retired and heading off into a wonderful job. So if you see her, give her love, give her some thumbs up. Guys, again, I couldn't do this show without any of you all on here. You guys make it what it is. We're going to be posting this episode will be posted tomorrow onto my YouTube channel. Please go check it out, A Dash of Life on YouTube. There's past videos of all of our military friends, some friends I've met through school. But again, I couldn't do this show without you guys. Got some great things coming up in August. I got a premiere video coming. I can't say anything else about it, but it's coming. A friend of mine and his band have a video that they've allowed me to be able to premiere on my channel coming up in August. That's all I can say right now. So be looking for that. But thank you again from the bottom of my heart for coming out each and every Wednesday to share the love on this channel and this show. I couldn't do it without you. So like I say every Wednesday, take care of yourself, love one another, and I'll see you next week. Good night.